I'm Coach Mike Husson. Hope you're doing well today. Let's hide that out there. Hey, yeah, I'm glad you're here today, guys. Hey, listen, I want to say thanks for being here. Hope you guys are doing everything great to help yourself in your mindset, in your psychology, your inner game, your mental toughness, your skill sets, your actions, all that you're doing. So today, interesting turn of events in our life that I thought this would be extremely important because what are you guys doing more of now than ever before? That's right, you're presenting online, right? You have to do a lot of different things online, and that's very important to learn some of the things that you need to do to really make yourself and your business extremely powerful. So, guys, I want to go through something, and some of you guys already know this, but I feel it's worthy of a repetition of this information because it's extremely valuable for you. First of all, I want to say thanks for being here. And through this quick webinar, I'm going to talk about the 10 fundamentals of powerful persuasion. So, guys, whether you're face to face, online, on the phone, these points that I'm going to share with you, these next 10 points, are absolutely critical. And I shared this with a group of people a few months ago in my presentation mastery training, and these are just the pieces of that multi-day training that we did, but I think it's extremely important and valuable to bring it out to you guys. It's totally complimentary, so don't worry about that because some people invested some time and capital into coming through the training. But listen, I'm sure they'll be appreciative of the fact that what we're doing here is extremely valuable. So here's what I want to do. I want you to take out a notepad. I want you to take out a piece of paper, take out a pencil, pen, whatever, take some notes on this. And this is very important, guys. You know, at the end of the day, when we're presenting our services, communicating with people, and again, it comes down to a number of different things, whether you're negotiating transactions, you're booking appointments, you're presenting to clients, everything counts, right? So there's some fundamentals, and I've been speaking and training for over 38 years, delivered over 7,000, probably 500 or so, 7,500 or so presentations in different areas. In addition to my transactional business when I was in the mortgage and banking business, when we closed over 5,500 transactions. So that's over and above those presentations. So I'm not telling you to brag, but I'm going to tell you what happens is that you, by doing obviously that many, you have a certain element of experience that comes to the table. Now, I don't expect everybody to go out there and do 12,500 presentations in order to be successful. Actually, you don't. I just happen to do a lot of volume. That's what the key was there. But at any rate, the key here to understand is that persuasion is a very important area. And, you know, and it's not a bad word. It's actually a very important word to understand because people want to be sold. We'll talk about that. So let's talk about the first area of your business in presenting. The most important area, at least I believe this to be the case, is belief. Okay, you must believe what you are offering is important. It will have a major impact on people's lives. In order to affect others, and I repeat this here, in order to affect others, you must first be affected. You must personally believe in what you're doing, what you're selling, what your company represents, what your service offers, the value, the transformation that you bring into people. You got to believe all of those things. You must believe what you're offering is important, will have a major impact on people's lives. Again, the key point here, guys, is in order to affect others, to help them to make decisions, to move them to do something that's going to help them, you must first be impacted yourself. Okay. And one of the things that you have to confirm for yourself is affirmations. And oftentimes I see people who are timid and fearful and not sure what they have to do. And you know what, guys, at the end of the day, when you're in front of people, whether you're doing it face to face on a computer, networking on a computer, as we are doing more and more of that nowadays, and I believe this will remain around for a long period of time, if not for a good portion of the rest of our lives, because we're becoming used to it. And I think it's powerful, it's efficient, it's effective. It fundamentally does the same thing. Okay. The key here is to affirm your belief systems. And you could do that with words like, I'm a powerful, effective person. I enjoy talking to people. People enjoy listening to me. I'm humorous. I enjoy persuading. And guys, when you enjoy the process, when you enjoy and you have fun with it, you're going to find that people want to do business with you simply because you have that passion. The next thing is your physiology. So, what is physiology? Obviously, that's your physical body, that's your body language. Okay. We'll talk about that in a little depth here in a minute here on rapport, because this is a very important area. You have to utilize everything that you've got, your voice, your tone, but more importantly, your body, your physical body. When people you're talking to, they must understand that you care for them, right? And you have to walk in and you have to utilize everything that you've got. You own the stage, and your audience wants to know that. And again, whether you're doing this face to face when the time comes, or you're doing this on a computer, you're owning the stage regardless. The more you move your physical body, the more you move, the more you impact people. So when you're using Zoom or any kind of format such as we're talking about today, webinars, or you're doing a networking event, or you're even engaged at networking events online right now, how you sit, how you present yourself physically makes a big difference in the way people will buy into you. Okay. The rules of physiology, you got to be resourceful. You've got to dig down. And you know what? And that's using your posture, your physical being. You're sitting up straight. You're looking up. You got a good smile on your face. You got to be relaxed. You got to be enjoyable. You got to be flexible. Your physiology's got to be fluid. And that flexibility brings power to presenting. You must be dramatic and you have to be humorous. Okay. You don't have to be a joke teller. Nope, that's not what I'm saying. You just have to have fun. And I think when you see presenters, okay, there's some serious people out there, but for the most part, they got a smile on their face, and they are use their inflections with their body language to deliver a drama in their presentations, not to be fake or phony. It's just the way it is. It's a learned experience. That's why I'm giving this to you. And being humorous doesn't mean, again, you have to be a jokester. You just have to have some fun with what you do. Okay. If you can tell jokes and get away with it and you're successful at it, perfect. Good for you. Make it happen. But don't worry about it. It's not a requirement for you to be a great presenter. Know your outcome is point number 3, guys. Know your outcome. The key here is to know your outcome. Ask, what is the goal and outcome that you would like to have happen? What is it that you would like to have happen? Do you want to get a contract signed? Do you want to inform and educate and inspire people in your presentation? What is your mission there? What is the outcome that you want? The unconscious in your mind, knowing what your outcome is, will produce for you and keep reminding yourself subconsciously what your outcome is, knowing what that is. But here's the key, as you can see in the bottom point here. You must know what you want, but the key here is not to be attached to that outcome. Yes, you must visualize it. You must imagine it. You must imagine them signing the contract, you cash in the check. But the key here in presenting is knowing your outcome. Obviously, when you walk into a presentation, and whatever the goal is, okay, whatever the goal is, if it's just to inform people at a networking event, which you do, whatever it is, don't be attached to the outcome. Because what ends up happening when you're attached to your outcome while you're presenting or speaking with people, okay, boy, I hope this person wants to meet with me. I hope they want to buy this or sell that, whatever the case is, right? And you're thinking about that in your presentation because you're attached to it. What ends up happening is you miss listening. You miss listening to people and what their real challenges, needs, wants, and desires are. So don't be attached to the outcome. Your life will be easier. Don't worry about it. When you're not attached to the outcome, you're going to focus on your presentation and you're going to get the job done, meaning to help people solve their problems. Okay. Number 4 here is rapport. You got to care about your audience. I see so many people walk in just commission breath. They're concerned about getting the deal, and somebody told them you need to prospect and you need to go out there, and they forget about their audience. Their audience is the prospects that you're talking to, the customers that you serve. In my world, when I talk to my audience is my clients, people that I meet with, the networking events that I attend, the presentations that I make. Everybody is an audience, right? So you have to care about your audience when you walk into them. You have to pace your audience. You can't go in there like a pit bull in a china shop, as they say. Or is it a pit bull or just a bull? Whatever it is, at the end of the day, you can't be too wild about it, or you can't be too passive either. But you got to pace your audience. Where are they? What are they thinking? That's why I encourage people, when you are before meeting people, to give a professional presentation. The most important thing is, before that, your sale literally begins way in advance of you actually formally presenting. Okay. And you could pace your audience in advance of that. I'll give you an example. When you're going on an appointment, the pre-qualification process is very important. The questions that you're asking, but here's what you're doing in there. You're learning about your audience. You're learning how they think, why they buy, how are they going to make their decisions, what is their personality styles. And this enables you to pace your audience, your presentation, when you finally have the formal one. You got to start where they are. You can't jump way ahead of people. And by qualifying people out and knowing where they are, you're starting where people are themselves. Another example of this is very simply this. When I used this the other day with a client of mine, and when somebody is calling somebody else, when you're calling somebody and they pick up the phone, and as an example, they say, hello, and you go, hi, my name is Mike. It's a great day. I'm so excited to talk to you today. You're going to freak them out, because you're not starting where they are. You must start where they are. If they're amiables, passive type personality styles, you got to start where they are. And then ultimately you lead them where they want to be. Okay, you lead them where they want to be. So as an example, I'm a driver personality. I speak fast, I speak loud in times. At the end of the day, if somebody picks up the phone and I'm talking to them and they are amiable type personalities, analytical type personalities, I can't run into that presentation because I got something good to sell people. Sure, it helps, it changes lives. I know what I do changes lives. But at the end of the day, people will not buy from me regardless of how great my product is if I don't meet them first in the beginning where they are. And then as time goes on, as I start to build rapport with people, right, then I could begin leading them to where I want to be. So an amiable person who's mellow, low key type individual, and I'm low keyed with them in the beginning. Once they start liking me and trusting me and feeling good about it, then I can start to pick up the pace. I'm not going to go really crazy with that particular individual, but I will definitely pick up the pace and ultimately lead them to where they want to be. And then the last key here, and I'll go over it in a second here, is the 7-38-55 rule. And that was with Albert Moravian, a PhD communication model. Okay. And most of you guys have seen this, but it's worth repeating that 55% of our communication is our body language. Okay, our body movements, our face, our arms, our eyes, how we move. Okay, 38% is tone, modulation, pauses, pacing, pitching, up, down, slow, fast, etc., with your tonality. And then the last thing are the words that we use. Words are very minimal. So you can have the greatest script in the world with great words on it, great questions, right? But if you're not working with the 55 and the 38, the blue and the red that you see in front of you here, then guys, you're going to be lost in the presentation. People will not fundamentally buy from you because you're so focused on just the words. They're important, but they're not that important. And I want you to think about the song Rockabye Baby. It's a great example of an understanding of how body language and tone and words make it happen very powerfully with this. If you sing the song Rockabye Baby, on the treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come cradle, baby and all. Now, if you go to the words, and I'm not going to repeat them here, but if you listen to those words, they're not really inspiring. They're not overly exciting. Okay. However, when you throw in the body language, you're holding the baby in your arm, and your voice modulation and the way you pitch and sound, pretty soon that baby's going to sleep. They're not listening to the words. They're feeling your voice. They're feeling your body language. As you can see, that's very powerful. So try that exercise on for tonight. Okay, work on that today. You'll be amazed at that. Okay, the next point is manipulation of your audience. Okay, that's really what they're paying you for, guys. At the end of the day, you have to manipulate your audience. And guys, let me say something. Manipulation is not a bad thing. Okay, what manipulation is bad when you're giving something bad to people, when you're selling them something that's not going to be useful for them. There's no benefit in it. It's just so you can make a few bucks. Doesn't make any sense. Then you're manipulating people in a bad way. But manipulation is, people need and want to be manipulated. They really do. You do, I do, when it comes to something that we really need, because ultimately we need to make a decision for particular motivational reasons. And I want you to think about your business, think about your career, but also think about your personal life as it relates to being manipulated in a sensible and responsible way. Okay. Again, ask questions, break people's patterns, break their thoughts. People have a way of thinking, and it's our goal, once we understand how to present efficiently and effectively, to break those patterns and those thoughts. Be totally associated to what you're talking about will get your audience associated. If you walk in and you're not totally associated to what you're trying to accomplish, you're transforming people's lives, you're just there to see if you can make a quick buck so you can pay your bills. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, people will recognize that, right? You have to be totally associated and believe. Again, it goes back to number one. When you think about this point here, it's incredibly important to understand that people want to know that you're associated with it. And then the last thing is build pressure and releases causes impact. Building pressure. You want to create pressure and tension in the room and the audience that you're speaking with. People want that pressure. It excites them. Okay. What is that pressure? It's the cost of not doing something. It's the decision that they got to make. And it's okay. Listen, you got to rattle some people's boxes from time to time to get them to make a decision. But frankly, people don't mind that pressure. Okay. The next thing is behavior flexibility. Listen, if you try something and it doesn't work, then try something else. I see presenters, and I've seen people who do all kinds of presentations, whether it's on the phone to set appointments or presenting their services to people in front of them, and there is no flexibility. Oh my gosh, they freak out when something doesn't work out. And what happens is they buckle. And when they buckle, they lose the opportunity. They might get away with it from time to time, but at the end of the day, you have to be flexible. Okay. Again, if you try something that doesn't work, try something else. Okay. Be flexible in the delivery and emotions when you're talking to people. Who is your audience? One, do you understand their personality styles? And two, VAC, VAK, stands for visual, auditory, and kinesthetic personalities. There's people who buy things through their visual cortex, they buy things through their audio cortex, or their kinesthetic, which is defined as their feeling cortex, okay, in its essence. And when you ask people questions and you listen to them, and they say, well, I can't see myself owning this, okay, they're a visual type person. Mike, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just not interested right now. They're an audio person. You know what? I don't understand. I just can't put my head around it. I don't feel it, man. And that's when they're kinesthetic. So when you know that by asking questions, you hear that they're visual, you hear that they're auditory, and you hear that they're kinesthetic personalities. Hey, listen, what do? You know what, Bill? I can see you and Mary living here. You know what, John? I hear you, man. You know what? I understand that the commission is high, but here's the result that I've gotten for other people who felt the same way. You know what? I understand how you feel, kinesthetic. I understand, Bob and Mary, how you feel. However, what we have found is that other people who used our services felt really, really good about the whole thing. So you start using words that people attach to, that's tremendous rapport, guys. And this is a huge part of rapport building. And do the unexpected when it comes to presenting. It's just it's being unexpected, and it's asking questions, it's doing things that doing opposite of everything that everybody else does, which is pretty easy to figure out because they're not getting the success. So therefore they're following the same routines and the same rituals that other people who are not uh, really in their true sense of the word professional presenters. Okay. And at the end of the day, guys, you do something unexpected with people. You shake their hand, you send them a thank you note, you rock their world, you use their names when you're talking to them versus just presenting. Never taught that. I've been with some of the best, and I've heard, and I've been around some of the best, and I've seen some of the best, and oftentimes not all of the best use that particular thing, using people's names. They don't teach you to do that. Okay, Mary, Bob, what do you think about this, that, or the other thing? You know what? I was thinking about this, Larry. Right, using people's name. That's being unexpected in your presentation. Remember, guys, flexibility is power. Number 7 here is challenge your audience. Set up pre-frames. What are pre-frames? Those are, you can look at them as future pacing people, framing them to what they expect. In other words, this is going to happen. What does this mean to them? Okay. What will it do for them? What's the impact on their lives? What does it mean to them? What will it do for them? Lead people to where they want to go. And how do you know where they want to go? That's right. You ask them some great questions to understand their needs, their wants, their desires, their pains, their pleasures, and you understand that. And then you can start framing their world around that, not around you and how great your company is. That's all platitude BS. Not that it's not important, it's just not important to them. They could care less about how big your company is and you've been around since 1300 BC, everything. They can care less. They really don't care about you. They care about one thing and one thing only, them solving their problem, them being happy at the outcome that they potentially will hire you to do. Remember, lead people where they want to be. Challenge on, ask challenging questions. People respond to challenges. People respond to challenges. Make direct challenges to individuals. Use gestures, eye contact, great questions. Okay? Make direct challenges to do it. You know what, Bob? If you did this, can you imagine yourself in that house? Okay? Direct challenges to individuals. Use your body language. And when you say it with your questions, you use your body language, your eyes, your hands, your postures, your positioning. You make a challenge to people, man, they're moved. I promise you. And guys, at the bottom one here, it says you have to have guts. You really have to have the guts and the chutzpah to do that. Not gregarious, not driver personality. It's just you have to have guts to challenge your audience. Shake them up, rattle their box. You have to sometimes, I do this with you have to open up the wound, pour a little salt and vinegar on top of it to get people to make a decision. And they really would want to make a decision. They just need to know that somebody's there that's going to support them when they start to make that decision. And you're going to say, you know what? I got it covered for you. I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's not going to be fun, but don't worry about it. We're going to handle everything for you. So just relax. Let me handle everything for you. And let's go into the operating room. Okay, guys? So I hope that makes sense. Number 8 is energy. Pure physical energy in our culture, guys, is power, charisma, and sexuality. Not in a bad way when I say the word sexuality. I know some of you guys are going, oh, look at this, politically incorrect. Okay. Listen, guys, pure physical energy creates a perception of power, charisma, and sexuality. You want to use sensuality? That's fine too. Again, it's attractive. That's why our people go to sports games. They love watching the energy, the sweat, the power, the charisma of the players. Okay, that's why the world is moved when people are presenting and you go, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Okay, your energy is everything when it comes to presenting. And people want to see that you have energy. Oh, my name is Mike, and I'm here today to tell you about persuading people. And I got the 10 greatest things since sliced onions for your business. Okay, you ain't going to be too excited. But when I say, guys, I have the 10 most important keys to powerful persuasion that's going to move you to close more deals, make more money, help more people. Would you like to know what that is? Absolutely. Okay. So have energy in your presentations. Last couple of points here, guys, and we'll wind this down. Utilization. Use whatever happens in your environment and find a way to use it to support your outcome. Okay. Use it to support your outcome. A simple example is you're presenting at somebody's home and they got the dog is barking at your leg and they're chewing on your ankle or they're trying to lick your palm. Okay. That's going to throw you off. And sometimes it just throws people, oh my gosh, the dog is licking me. I might get something, from this dog. I don't like dogs, whatever the case is, right? And it freaks them out, and their audience, the person they're presenting to, notices that. Or you're in a presentation and the phone rings or the door gets knocked on or somebody doesn't show up. You got to utilize your environment and take advantage of it. And you'll know that. I'm not going to get into all the detail for this particular training today, but it's important to utilize whatever happens. Make joke, have fun with it, be excited about it, be okay with it. Don't make it a big deal. It's all good. Okay. The question is, you have to ask yourself, how can I use it? So here's point number 10, and this is the biggest key of all, which I see a lot of people don't have this one thing that really just throws them off totally. It's got to be perfect. It's got to sound right. It's got to be dressed right. Everything's got to be perfection at its best. Otherwise, I can't do it. I won't act. I won't do any of these last 9 things that Mike is talking about because they don't have this. They're not having fun. Guys, you have to have fun with what you're doing. You know what? People will accept you in your presentation to be imperfect if it ever is, which is fine. It happens to me. I did it today a couple of times. You didn't notice it, or maybe you did. I don't know. And frankly, I don't care. I'm doing my best here. Okay. And I'm not perfect. And I've done 7,501 presentations. This is the one after the 7,500. Guys, have fun with what you're doing, right? Enjoy that process. Remember, you're helping people. And there should be some fun in that. You know what? Just to imagine helping people solve a major life problem, transforming them. And there should be some fun in that. Yeah, you're going to make some good money on it. Sure, you're going to help them be satisfied. You're going to create raving fans. They're going to give you nice reviews, all of those things. But you know what? At the end of the day, can you have some fun in this whole process? Okay, guys? So listen, that's it. I don't have a following slide from this to say, guys, reach out to me. But my name is at the bottom here. It's Mike Husson. And you could put results@mikehusson.com before my domain name, which is Mike Husson. And feel free to reach out to me. If you got any questions about this, want to talk further, want to learn more about this process in a deeper way, let me know in any way possible. But definitely what I want to encourage you to do is pay this forward. I appreciate your time. Now go out there and make it a great day. Let's go persuade people at the very highest level. Thanks so much for your time. We'll talk to you later.